While driving long road trips, do you ever notice a car who's in front of or behind you for hours that you decide is your road trip buddy? Then tell them goodbye once they or you finally take a separate route. Yep. And sometimes I see the same friendly cars from day to day on my long drive to and from work. My best road friend used to be a little black car with a license plate that said Henlo. Yes, one time I had a travel buddy for well over an hour. I pulled off at a gas station. I got out, went inside, bought some stuff at the counter, and when I turned around he was standing at the magazine rack many years ago, with a magazine in his hand, but we made eye contact. He left the station right behind me, but I just sat in the car till he left first. Sometimes travel buddies get a little weird. I once drove a small cube truck with a buddy from Massachusetts to Texas. Somewhere in Virginia we stop at a rest stop to stretch our legs and park where all the other tractor trailers were. We started talking to the guy parked next to us. We realized we were going in the same direction as him and a couple other trucks that had formed a convoy. He told us we should join for a bit. My buddy and I were very excited to join a trucker convoy. We all depart the rest stop, with us bringing up the rear. The convoy gets up to speed. Our truck was governed at 65. The convoy was going 70. We just watched them slowly pull away. And that's the story of how I was part of a trucker convoy for about a mile and a half. You always gotta say bye to your road trip buddy. We were driving through the mountains between NC and O one night when my husband got sleepy, so I took over. Into the mountains, a mild fog set in, not bad enough to stop, but it limited sight distance. A road buddy and I took turns leading around the curves, highlighting the freeway alternately with our headlights. When the sun started to come up and the fog lifted, we saluted each other and he drove off on his way. It was like a ballet. I wonder if he remembers that night. This is why I love Reddit. I love travel buddies. I wasn't on a long road trip but was driving about 70 miles from my home to a meeting place for a travel group. This happened in Florida. When I got off the Interstate I-4, I noticed a semi-truck behind me which had also pulled off. I had seen him pass me when I had merged onto the highway. It was early morning and this same truck pulled off at a 7-Eleven. Not unusual as it was about 7 o'clock am and people were getting breakfast. Continued down the road which was HWY 46. He was behind me. Then went on another road where there were 4 lanes HWY 441. He would pass me, I would pass him. About 6 miles from my destination, I pulled off to go into a store to get some snacks. The trucker did the same. It was about 8 o'clock am. This didn't alarm or frighten me as when I looked at the trucker, he seemed to be non-threatening and I didn't get a bad vibe from him. While we were in line, he chatted a bit. We laughed that we were following each other. He was heading north to Ocala, so when I turned off, I waved at him and he honked his horn and waved as he continued towards Ocala. To go to the trucking company he worked for as he had to be there by 9 o'clock am. In all my travels, I have never experienced this. That day I thought about this guy. This happened sometime in 2016 or 2017. I have from time to time thought about this guy. I don't, but once I was driving behind someone for 2 hours and when they excited they slowed down and waved furiously at me like goodbye. So I guess there are others like you. No, but I do get annoyed at the jackass who can't decide whether they want to pass me or let me pass them and create some distance. I'm a fan of the cruise control, they are not. Ah yes. The idiot who can't keep the pedal steady. The one who flies past you then gets back in front of you just to slow down and make you pass them. Then gets upset when you try to, and when you get up beside them they speed up. I get so sad when I have to part from my road buddy.